Not quite sure what the hype is over Toothless McGee. I'm really not sure. I'm really not sure why, Brooke's getting emotional and all this stuff. And Alex is like pining over him still. Let's talk about it. Hey y'all, what's up? Janae here. Welcome to the Isnay Lou channel. This is Life After Lockup season 6 episode, I believe it's 16. It'll be in the title. I know it's late. I apologize for the lateness. Life has been lifing, but this episode really wasn't that much anyway. What did y'all think of the episode? It was all right. But let's talk about Justine and Michael. They gave us something. They were talking about they're going to New York soon, I guess, to like look at venues for the wedding. And she took the girls, Melanie. Mike's daughter's name is Melanie, and her daughter Kylie, to start looking at dresses and all that stuff. And Justine's still not feeling herself. Yes, she done had 2 babies back to back, so she's still a little fluffy, and that is perfectly okay, perfectly fine. I think she looks fine either way. So yeah, she looks fine either way. So they're dress shopping, and she's still talking about the relationship with her mother and all that stuff. Oh, Justine was married before. She was married for 10 years to her sons. She has her daughter and her 2 sons, before Michael. Those 2 sons, she was married to their dad for 10 years. Didn't work out. She said she wore all black. So this is, this wedding is very important to Justine because, when her and Michael got married, they got married when Michael was in jail. So she couldn't wear the bling, the bedazzled and all that stuff. It just had to be a plain white dress or, nothing on it. It was a cute dress, but, no frilly willies and nothing like that. So, I'm sorry, y'all. My notes kind of like bunched together. Ugh. So anyway, she's talking about the relationship with her mother, and, they have had, she's like, her mother got her everything she wanted, but she wasn't there for her emotionally, and that's what it's giving. And to that, she probably doesn't know how. She's from a different generation where they didn't, express their feelings like that. So I don't want to say it is what it is, because people have to adjust, but it's just unfortunately what it is. I hope that you would think that she has all these grandchildren and all that stuff. She would hope to be closer to Justine instead of just thinking Justine's a disappointment in her life, because I mean, hey, her and Mike are out in Vegas doing their thing. As of what we see, they not asking for the mama's money or nothing like that. So but I do hope that their relationship gets better. She called her mother to talk about the wedding, and she was like, you gotta give me, she had told her that her and Mike were about to come, and she was like, that's kind of last minute. And then she was talking about the wedding. She was like, well, when is the wedding? But Justine said it's not going to be till the summertime, so some about over. So I'm sure they filmed this last year. So does anybody know if they had their wedding? Let me know. Bianca and Daniel, just break up. Just break up. I know present day they are broken up, but, and again, Bianca is annoying. But Daniel was just being the D word. He was just being that, and I was feeling bad for Bianca, because come on, bro. Like, you're doing way too much. Like, she's, I think because he was drunk, he really, like, was just spewing out what he really felt about Bianca. He's just like, I'm not, and she's trying to talk to him, and so she ended up breaking up with him. And in the confessional, he's like, she took the trash out. She did it herself or whatever. I'm just like, please, you are not anybody that is like, oh my God, I need him. So whatever. I'm sure Bianca is just fine. She's young, so she'll bounce back just fine. And again, Bianca, he's drinking now, but mind you, remember, y'all, Bianca was drinking and all that stuff, and the prince was like, oh, she gonna badly influence him, and da 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 da. But she stopped drinking, so him drinking and all that, having a relapse, is all on him. So his parents better not say boo about Bianca, like, making him relapse or nothing like that, because that's all on him. But they didn't give, that's what they gave. Again, they're done for good. According to social media, Bianca moved back to Florida and all that stuff because, she was like, yeah, I think this is over or whatever. And Daniel was like, well, no, she should leave me the apartment. Or, yeah, she's like, I think Bianca should leave. But Bianca knows that Daniel can't afford the apartment on his own. She's been covering the rent because she got that settlement. But whatever. Courtney and Will still outside arguing. He's saying that the ring is real and the ring is real. I'm sorry, but Will, if that ring was real and you spent $10,000 on something and you ain't getting no type of paperwork for it, you're a dumbass. You're a dumbass. You're a dumbass. You're a dumbass. Which I'm like, nah, that ring was fake, and he knows it was fake. Cause I need to see some receipts or something. If you getting somebody some diamonds, like you gonna get your paperwork. So he got that ring for Party City, and you know what? It is what it is. Anywho, they're going back and forth, and she's like, "You never once told me you were proud of me, Will." And he's like, "I have." And they're going back and forth and back and forth. And he's like, "You have 24 hours to sign the papers, or I will have the court compel you to." But why Courtney was like, "And I have the court compel you to." That shit was funny. I ain't gonna hold you. That was funny. But they was in the confessional and all that stuff. And again, I'm sorry. I'm looking at my notes. Sorry for looking at my notes. But they done grouped together and all that stuff. So it's like, I had it broken up, but when I emailed it to myself from my phone to my iPad, and it just like grouped together. It's annoying. But anyway, y'all, so thank y'all for bearing with me. Oh, so after that, Will got in the car, and he's like, "I need to pull over." He gonna cry in the car, y'all. And he's like, "Will should want to work things out with me, so I'm not signing it." And the marriage is better for worse. So we get a backstory of Will. Will is drained because he is helping his mother care for his father who has cancer and dementia, which I don't wish on anybody. Those that know me in my real life know I lost my grandfather on my dad's side to dementia. So it's, hi, honey. So yeah, y'all. Will is dealing with the his father having dementia and all that stuff. And again, we just, send out prayers to Will and his family as they're dealing with that. That is not easy at all. So Will and Courtney had a confessional, and he's saying he hoped he wasn't naive into thinking that Courtney loved him when she didn't. And he also said, if she really loves me, then she hurts like I do. And Courtney started busting out laughing. And I was like, Will, she done told you everything you need to know. She's done. It's done. It's a wrap. Courtney talks to her mother, and she's like, she tells her mom about Will serving her divorce papers. And the mom was pretty much like, you might as well just go on and do it because y'all didn't even know each other and all that stuff. So that's where we end up with them. I haven't heard about anything about them present day. I don't follow them. There's only a few of them that I follow or monitor. I wouldn't even want to say monitor, but there's a few that I follow. Like I follow Tisha, I follow Z, Brooke. Who else do I follow? What do I follow? I'm trying to think of I see Q on my TikTok, but I don't follow her. But according to Q's TikTok, and we'll get to them in a minute, her and Demadric are still together. So there's that. Letitia and Keith are finally able to christen her bed. So her kids are about to come home from school and all that stuff, and the kids come home, and the little girl, the baby girl, she's what, 7? She's so excited, and that teenager, Naraya, she's just like, hi. No, I'm just like, damn. She is not. I know what it was like to be a teenage girl. You hate everybody. You hate everybody. So, I'm sure she's a very nice girl. And then being on camera and all that stuff, I mean, she could have said no, but maybe she wanted to. Who knows? Because she's at the age where she could have been like, nah, I don't want to. But whatever. Here we are. So they're getting ready to go bowling, have a little bowling family night. And they're meeting up with Keith's son, Damari, the 15-year-old who's currently living at Keith's dad's house. Keith has 3 children on his own by 3 different women. Damari and his son, his other son, they didn't give his name. They are 4 days apart. Not 4 years. Not 4 months. Which is still 4 months, but 4 days apart. And he has a daughter, I believe. Yes, he has a daughter. So, yeah. And then, so they're bowling, they have a good time. Again, that teenager, Naraya, she's just like, I don't like to bowl. He was like, what do you like to do? She's like, I like to sleep. I was like, that's a very teenage answer. And then the next time we see Letitia and Keith, they're heading to court in regards to Damari, seeing if they could get custody of him. They postponed the court here, they postponed the custody hearing. So as of now, Damari is going to stay with Keith's dad. So Joella and Demadre, they going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And he's like, yo, like, he's just like, whatever. So she walks away, and then him and Joella and the stepmama get into it. And they going back and forth, and Demadre's stepmom is kind of on the side, like, I guess be respectful of Q and Demadre's relationship. But Joella's just like, oh, she said she was acting bitter. She's like, I am not acting bitter and all that stuff. And she's like, I'm not acting bitter and mind you, at this point, she's inside where all the kids and all that stuff is playing. And she's like, I'm not acting bitter because he was over my house the other night. He was like, and she's like, oh, and we was effing, and we still gonna continue to F. And I'm just like, why? Like, you're tripping about, this chick and all that stuff, but like, you are a willing participant in this. Like, you are willingly sleeping with this dude. Again, I don't know what you're trying to prove that you can, but like, so like, don't be upset. Maybe she is upset because he won't like wife her. You know what I mean? Like, not making Joella his girlfriend, just, his plaything. But again, Joella, you are a willing participant in this, so I can't feel too bad for you, boo. I'm sorry. What you want me to do? I'm sorry. So, Joella lets us know that her and Demadre, since he has been home, they have slept together over 50 times. Oh my. So again, she walking out, and Mr. Jerry's like, what about the boys' stuff? And she's like, they got toys at home. I said, see, Joella, first of all, you already gave this child this sad-ass birthday party. Where the other kids at? Like, where the other kids? Like, it ain't like it's like a 1-year-old's birthday party where it's mostly family. This is a school-age boy, so I know he got some friends at school, or at least around the neighborhood. But she's like, they got toys at home, but she calmed herself down, got the toys and all that stuff. Demadre calls Q to come get him because things, went left and all that. And it's the next day. They out washing the car. Demadre tells Q what Joella was saying, and Q peeps game. She's like, she wouldn't be just saying this randomly and all that stuff. And Demadre's just like, she's crazy, blah, 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 blah. And Q's like, well, what about all those times you go over their house to put the kids to bed. I said, that ain't all he put in the bed. He putting Joelle in the bed too. But, clearly, but I'm over them. I'm over them. Like, maybe, I don't even know. Because I think I found Joelle's Facebook page and I scrolled. It seems like, they not messing with each other like that no more, but whatever. That's it with them. So it's after Brooke got bing, bop, boom, bop, boom, bop, bam. So it's after that, and I'm sorry. So whatever, she calls JK like she won the fight. She's like, I just had to slap your bitch up a few times. I was like, I know, like, did you bump your head when you fell, when she knocked you back? Because that ain't how I saw it. So I'm like, maybe she bumped her head a little bit and, her memory got a little foggy. But so again, she's calling JK and she's like, oh, like, yo, did y'all mess with each other? Da, da, da. And he's like, no. And I was like, JK, Alex already done told on you. She already done told on you. But anywho, so the next time we see them, my apologies. Okay, Brooke has the results of the pregnancy test. So she is heading to JK's house. She calls Kathy and she's like, oh, is your son home? And she's like, yeah. She's like, good, hold him. Do whatever you need to do. I'm about to pull up. I'm on my way. And Brooke is just so rude. So nasty and so rude. Like, she gets to the house and she's like, where that son of yours at? Da, 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 cussing and all that stuff. I mean, listen, we are all adults and I am 35 years old. I'm 35 years old and I still do not cuss in front of my parents. I just don't. Mind you, they don't cuss, or at least not in front of us, but they're not cussers, so, I just didn't grow up around that. But anyway, but I be, anyway, I digress. What I'm trying to get at is, where's the respect? Where the hell is the respect? Anywho, so yeah, she gets to the house and she's like, where's that piece of shit son of yours? Da 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 da. And I was like, she is getting real ratchet. So she toying with the results. She's like, yeah, I got the results here, blah, 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 blah. And they like, well, open it. So they all sitting in the couch and she's like, well, lucky you. I won't have another baby to raise on my own. And the stepdad was like, thank God. He's like, thank God, which, yes, thank God she is not pregnant because, child, Lord have mercy. So they asked JK in the confessional, had he messed with Alex? And he was like, nah. And they were like, are you a good liar? And he was like, I am a very good liar. And I ain't gonna hold you, JK had the straight face until he cracked. But he had straight poker face the whole time. I was like, oh, he's a dangerous type of dude. So again, Brooke is emotional because, she had this big fantasy about her and JK getting married, having more babies and all that stuff. And, it's just, she had a fantasy of what the relationship would be. And JK's mom straight up was asked him about us. She's like, well, did you F her? And he's like, nah. Again, Alex done told us that, y'all been messing around. She was pregnant and miscarried your baby. Could you imagine, like, if Brooke was pregnant and Alex was pregnant, if he had both of them pregnant at the same time? Oh, my gosh. That would have been wild, bro. Oh, my God. So, again, JK's in the confessional, and he gets a call from, guess who? Alex. And she's like, you know where I be at. Mind you, she said last week that they don't sleep together no more. But then she's like, well, you know where I be at. Da, 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 da. I'm just like, the men, are there no other men in this side of Texas? I think they said Marlin, Texas. I don't even know where Marlin is. Okay, I looked it up. Where I am, Marlin is 2 hours and 39 minutes away from me. Y'all know Texas is huge. And outside of Waco, because I know I've seen Waco on a few of their things. That must be like the major city because they probably live like in the middle of nowhere. But so there are no there are no eligible men in Marlin, Waco, that area. None. You can come to Houston. You can come to Houston, bro. That's it, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Again, I apologize for the lateness. Life has been busy. We have a new puppy. He's asleep. But this is Kane, everybody. This is Kane. My big boy Jackson's down here. Say hello, world. He is 5 months. Sorry, let me let you go back to sleep. But yeah, so that's why life has been busy. But again, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see y'all on the next video. Later. My big boy wants to say hi too. Say hi to the people.